A creative scientist told me that every time you take 2 breaths, one breath comes from trees and green land, and one breath is from the sea, because trees and good green land make oxygen. That's what we breathe. But the oceans on this earth make just as much. Amazing, right? So every time we take 2 breaths, one breath is from the sea. And of course, that's very cool since I can't breathe underwater like a fish, but I can still breathe the ocean. I can feel like I'm floating even on dry land. That's handy, because my family doesn't get to the beach much. So I imagine I am floating in the cool, clear water. I can feel waves swishing, splashing, lapping up against my neck, but not up my nose, okay? Because I hate that. But I do know how to swim. And if you don't know how yet, don't worry. I swim much more beautifully in my imagination. I can race a dolphin, leaping, but I let the dolphin win. I can feel the water pushing, pulling me, and that's the moon. So crazy, right? Because the moon is way up high. It looks so small, but it's so big, just far away. And the moon does move the waves. I know, because I read about it in 3 different books. So I splash the moon as I'm taking one breath from the trees and green land, and I breathe another from the sea. Okay, so I'm not sure now which one was which, but this whole ocean is alive. Look close, these teeny families, so small you can't see them when you're swimming. But I can imagine I am a microscope. I'm zooming in on worlds inside the water. Look close. The water's bursting with these crazy shapes and squiggles, and they're alive and dancing. I must be so big to you, just like I'm so small to that big... Wowza! Look at that enormous whale. It's like an ocean mountain. Okay, I know there aren't any big, enormous whales near here, but there are so many whales in my imagination. And they're in here somewhere, right? Because oceans don't have walls. So even if a whale is far away, we're sharing the same water. We are all together, floating big and small, sharing all this wondrous water. So let's all take one breath from the trees and green land, and one breath from the sea.
And another. And another. And another.